Hello, ladies and gentlemen, it's the Wyoming Guy, and you're watching the Wyoming Guy Show, Week 6 preview. But before I get to that, I gotta show you guys some cool stuff and some stuff that I've been up to lately. You see this shirt right here? The Pine Bluffs Rotary Club, I believe. I can't quite remember, but it had something to do with Pine Bluffs High School. Sent me this shirt and gave me a hat. And I was pretty excited about that. Check out, that is so cool. It says Pine Bluffs Hornets. That's awesome. I love it when you guys give me stuff. It makes me feel good. Makes me feel like what I'm doing actually matters. And I love this shirt. And speaking of shirts and merchandise, I've just been dealing with some legality stuff so I could start actually selling merchandise. So I'm getting done. I'm getting to the tail end of all that. But what I do have coming is bumper stickers. So this is one of the bumpers. This is what the bumper sticker looks like. It's not black and white though. The letters are gold, and then the background will be brown, and it'll be a 3x10. I ordered 10 of them, and it'll be here in like a week. So if you guys want one, leave a comment in the section below, and I might be able to send you one, or maybe I'll do a giveaway or something like that, just to see if people actually want this product. And also leave in the comment section below, what would you like my merchandise to be? You want it to be shirts, sweaters, hats? I don't know. It all depends on what you guys want, really. And in truck news, so my license plate, I got that big iron cross bumper on the front of my truck, and never really liked how the license plate looked. So I bought this. This is this came from the Brown and Golden Laramie, and you can see it has the bucking horse right there, and it's all gold. All the accents and stuff in my truck are either black or white, so this will be the only thing that's not black or white on the truck, and I think it's going to look really, really good. But with that stuff out of the way, it's time to get down to business. Week 6, Wyoming High School football. Last week was a huge week, and this week a little bit different. Not as many huge games going on, but nevertheless, here we go. We're going to start with the 6-man West. We'll work all the way up to 4A. So in the 6-man West, Farson Eden versus Little Snake River. Farson Eden had a huge win last week against Meeteetse, actually a 64-0 win. And this week they've earned the number 1 spot again. And I think they're going to do very well against Little Snake River, and I think they're going to win that game. And then number 2, Meeteetse versus Riverside. Meeteetse has to be reeling from last week's loss against Farson Eden, so I think they're going to get back on the winning track this week and do very well against Riverside. And as you'll notice as I go through, I don't do all the teams. I only do the number 1 and number 2 teams from each small division of each conference. That just helps so I'm not here for 45 minutes. And then the 6-man East, Hanoak Mountain versus Rock River, as you know, will end in a forfeit, so Hanoak Mountain will have a week of rest before their next game. And then number 2, KC versus number 5, Lingle Fort Laramie. Now you see KC, they had a tough loss at the very beginning of the season. They lost their winning streak, but other than that, they haven't skipped a beat, and they're doing a very excellent job. And I have a feeling they're going to win against Lingle Fort Laramie. You never know. Maybe we'll see them in Laramie in November. Who knows? 1A West, number 1 Cokeville versus Rocky Mountain. Rocky Mountain's had a tough go this year so far, and Cokeville has not. Cokeville, again, is one of those sleeper teams that I think is going to do a very excellent job, and I think will compete for a state championship against Bighorn. Last week I thought it was going to be Pine Bluffs versus Bighorn. This week I think it's going to be Cokeville versus Bighorn in the state championship. So Cokeville over Rocky Mountain. Number 2 Wind River versus Shoshone. Both the teams have had up and down seasons. They're basically 500. Wind River's 3-2, Shoshone's 2-3, and so I have Wind River beating Shoshone, but I think it's going to be a very close game nonetheless. In the 1A East, Bighorn versus Tongue River. Bighorn obviously is coming off a huge win, ending Pine Bluff's 19-game winning streak last week, and I have a feeling they're going to continue on that winning road, and they're going to beat Tongue River fairly easily. And then Pine Bluffs plays Burns. This is going to be an interclass game. Pine Bluffs is 4-1, and then Burns is 2-3. Burns is 2A. I feel like Pine Bluffs is. I've watched both teams play. I feel like Pine Bluffs is much better than Burns, and so I think Pine Bluffs will win that game fairly easily. Dang! I actually knocked something over. That was impressive. In the 2A West, Mountain View versus Lyman. Now, Mountain View last week had a pretty close game against Pinedale, 21-14, and Mountain View scored with 51 seconds left. So, could that be something that's going to come back to haunt them? I'm not sure, but I have them beating Lyman nonetheless. And then Grable versus Lovell. Grable beat Kemmer last week. They're 3-2, and I have a feeling that they're going to improve their record this week and win over 1-4 Lovell. And then in the 2A East, Buffalo versus Wheatland. Buffalo, week after week after week, proves why they're in the number one spot in 2A. And I have a feeling, I've watched Wheatland play, and they have a very good offense, but their defense is not as good as I think Buffalo, they're how do I say this? Their defense, I don't think, can keep up with Buffalo's offense. And I think it's going to be their kryptonite, their Achilles heel, and I have Buffalo beating Wheatland. And then Glen Rock versus Kemmer. I had an opportunity to watch Glen Rock play Wheatland, actually. Glen Rock loves to run the ball, and they do it very, very well. Kemmer has a very small staff of players, I believe 20 or 24 or something like that. Not very many guys. And so Glen Rock likes to run the ball, they like to work the clock, they like to go very hurry up, and I have a feeling that will be Kemmer's Achilles heel, and I have Glen Rock beating Kemmer. Then in the 3A West, number 1 Jackson versus number 2 Star Valley. I gave this one a lot of thought. And Star Valley lost one game at the very beginning of the year to Teton, I believe. And I don't feel like that's a good measuring stick for Star Valley. And they haven't skipped a beat since. And I'm actually having Star Valley beat Jackson this week. And there's going to be, at the end of the day, a 3-way tie for second place. And so it'll be Star Valley Jackson, and then the next game I have on the list, Cody versus Powell. Cody had one tough loss against Jackson, and I feel like if Jackson and Cody played again, the game would go a lot differently. And then Cody plays Powell. Powell's 1-4. They've had a tough go, and I have Cody beating Powell. So at the end of the day, there's going to be a 3-way tie for second place, right behind the team that hasn't skipped a beat and has continued to show why they're the dominant force in 3A, Torrington. Torrington has an incredible offense, and their defense is no scrub. They do a very good job running the ball, and they work the clock extremely well. And they're playing 0-5 Riverton, and I think they're going to win that game fairly easily. Number 2, Worland versus Douglas. Both teams are 3-2. They're 2-3 in their part of the conference, and it's going to be a close game, but I have Worland winning nonetheless. And then in 4A, it's a battle of the rivalries, really. First is going to be the battle of the capital city. Number 1 Cheyenne East versus number 7 Cheyenne Central. Cheyenne Central's had a tough go this year. They've fallen to 2-4, and Cheyenne East is coming off a win against Laramie. I actually got to go last week watch that game after I watched Pine Bluffs play Bighorn, and Cheyenne East has a sophomore quarterback that is incredible. Their offense is astonishingly good, and I think they're going to overpower Cheyenne Central in that aspect, and I have Cheyenne East beating Cheyenne Central. And then Natrona versus Kelly Walsh. This is going to be the Oil City Bowl. Natrona is coming off a huge win, their biggest win of the season, against Thunder Basin. And Kelly Walsh has fallen, like I said, to 2-4, and they're number 8 in the conference. And I have Natrona beating Kelly Walsh fairly easily. But other than that, that is what's going on this week. This is my Week 6 preview. Catch me this Friday. I'm going to be in Gillette. I'm going to interview with the Basin Station. I'm also going up to Sheridan to interview with the Sheridan Press. So that's going to be really exciting. I'm going to go to Bighorn, Buffalo, up to Sheridan, then down to Gillette. It's going to be a wild time. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I'm the Wyoming Guy, and you're watching the Wyoming Guy Show. Have a good day.